Things that make you say, my God. This is to whom it may concern in regards to speaking in tongues for personal communications and connection with God. In 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, the 2nd and the 4th verse states, but he that speaks in an unknown tongue speaks not to men, but to God, for no man understands him, whereby in the Spirit he speaks mysteries. In verse 4, for he that speaks in an unknown tongue edifies himself, but he that prophesies edifies the church. And the word edify means to build a house in the Spirit, to establish a house in the Spirit, to be raised up in the Spirit. The definition of unknown in verse 2 in the Greek means agnostos, which simply means unknown to you or me. It is manifested in us by the Holy Spirit, which gives us utterance for personal edification and the charging of our spirits. In the Bible, water is a symbolic description of the Holy Spirit. And when you are filled with the Holy Spirit, there will be an overflowing of His Spirit. You will speak with other tongues as the Holy Spirit gives you utterance. For example, picture a big cardboard box that you have placed a big jar of water in. It's just a little smaller than the box, which allows that jar of water to dwell in that box. But if that jar of water bursts inside that box, then that box becomes soaked and saturated with water to overflowing. The Holy Spirit is the spiritual waterfalls that flows, that surges through your very being, speaking in a heavenly language. This is God's Spirit bearing a personal witness to your spirit and mind that He is speaking directly to you. For years, there has been a myth that mankind only uses 10% of our brain, but through scientific and medical research, it has been determined that we use our entire brain every day, with different parts becoming more active depending on the activity or task. Medical brain scans and research shows that even in simple brain activities, most parts of our brain are active. Through research, it has been determined that speaking in tongues helps to heal the body and it allows God to take full control of our mind and tongue. It has been reported recently that praying can affect a sick person's outcome for the better. One study showed that even when the sick person did not know that people were praying for him or her, their health improved. Praying in tongues can actually make you healthier. A few years ago, a brain surgeon from Oral Roberts University did a study of what happens in the brain when people pray in tongues. It was found that two chemicals are secreted that boost the immune system by 35 to 40%. The health of our spirit and soul are directly related to the health of our bodies. Medical research has discovered that speaking in tongues activates a part of the brain that appears to have no other function and is only activated when one is in praise and worship and praying in tongues. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania Healthcare Systems discovered that when one is speaking in tongues, there is a decreased activity in the frontal lobes of the brain, which is the area associated with being in control of oneself. Their tests showed that while they were speaking in tongues, they were not in control of the brain's usual language centers doing the activity. This is consistent with the participants' claim of a lack of intentional control of speaking in tongues. This research also reflected a pattern of changes in brain activity. The fullness of God's power in us comes with speaking in tongues. It is called the baptism of power.